guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm so excited. I'm finally doing the Draw This Again challenge. And I thought the perfect drawing to use would be this one I did in 2014, about 6 years ago. And it's like my first digital art piece. I drew this on an Intuos tablet. And like I consider it my first digital art piece. I used to have an iPad too, but I didn't have like a stylus or anything, and it was so old, and I would draw on it. I would like take pictures of drawings I did on paper, and then I would use my finger to like do the line art and like color it digitally. So I don't really count that. So this is like my first like digital art piece that used like pressure sensitivity and stuff like that. It was a project for IB Art. We had to do a protest piece, and I think I was protesting like technology and like being addicted to your phone or something. So to like protest that, I was drawing a girl that was connected to nature. Honestly, it was kind of a cop-out. I just wanted to draw a girl with antlers because that's the kind of stuff I like to draw, so I just made it fit the assignment. And I know it doesn't make sense. She's a girl, and boy deers have antlers, and baby deers have like the spots, but I like the look of incorporating all those, so it's fine, whatever. I did draw the original drawing on paper, and then I did color it digitally with the Intuos tablet. And I was like a super beginner. This is like my first digital piece, like I said, so like the skin lines really aren't smooth. I was just learning Photoshop, so I like way overused the smudge tool and like just texture brushes and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff to improve on from there. So things I know I want to improve is just making her hair smoother. I want to show better anatomy, and she looks really stiff, and I don't want to use like in the first one her hair I kind of like would like drape over things like her wrist and stuff that I didn't want to draw, so it like doesn't make sense that it like goes behind her back and then back in front of her, and then I don't know, that just doesn't make sense. And in the first one I wanted her clothes to look like leaves, but it really doesn't look like that. I just used some random texture brush, so I want to make the new one look like leaves. So the new drawing I'm doing on Procreate with my Apple Pencil, and being able to see the drawing like on your screen as you're drawing it is going to be a lot easier. The old one I did where you like draw on the tablet but you have to look at your computer screen, so it's not like 100% comparable to how I've improved, but also like this is my process now, so you can look at it as like how my process has improved overall. So for the new one, I changed the cropping of the character so you can like see more of her, to show more of her clothes, and I wasn't really sure where I wanted this piece to go as far as like the background and the lighting, so I just like started drawing the character and like built the background around her. So the reference picture I picked was really good. It was way more dynamic. It showed her hand, like I wanted to show that I improved at drawing hands, so I liked that. And I did not let the original drawing limit me. I made so many changes. So while I was working on the new one, I had a hard time getting contrast in her face. I would add more shadows, and then like her face would be a lot darker than her body would be too pale, so I'd like have to go in and like add more, and then I was just like blending and rendering her face, and I was like incorporating pink for the blush and like blue in the shadows and stuff, but it just kept looking flat. There just wasn't enough contrast, so like even in the end there could have been more contrast. For this piece, I spent a lot of time on the face, and I really wanted it to be realistic looking, and I wanted to practice my rendering skills. So just like adding anything I could to like make it look more realistic, adding more color in different areas. This piece too, I wanted to be realistic looking, so I didn't have any line art showing through, which is something I don't normally do. But like even adding like under her eyes, they're not really like eye bags, but like it's like lighter that I've seen some other artists do, so I incorporated that. I made her lips look a lot closer to her skin tone than I normally do. And one of my problems I had for this drawing was the highlights. The reference picture I was using, the highlights were really yellow because it was like in a sunflower field, but then so I like started drawing them like that, but then I noticed my background was blue. I'm like, well, they should probably fit this drawing, so I made them blue, but then in the end I had like the moonlight shining, so they were more yellow anyways, so I'm not even sure that it makes sense in the end, but it's whatever. Compared to the original drawing, I think her hair is definitely a big improvement, and that's one of the things I wanted to fix. It's definitely an improvement, but it's still like not the best I could do, but that's okay. Her clothes are definitely improved. I wanted her to have like a kind of like a see-through skirt type of thing, and then her leafy top I changed a lot so it would look more like leaves. I knew I wanted the background to have a lot more going on, so that's where I kind of used texture brushes. Which, I don't know, I kind of think of that as cheating, but also it looks way better than the first one, so it's fine. I added those flowers in the foreground so there would be a little bit more to look at, and so there was like detail in the foreground that was in focus compared to like the blurry trees in the distance, so just to show depth I wanted something that would be kind of more in focus. And then to balance out the purple, I added like more flowers in her clothes, and then just like petal type things like floating all around, just so that the purple wasn't like at the bottom in the foreground there. I didn't really like how the colors were looking. I don't know, it didn't look like she was in the scene, so to make her look like she was actually affected by like the atmosphere, like she's actually standing there, I decided to do like a blue wash over the whole drawing and then like erase where the highlights were to show like the moon shining, I guess, so it like looks like it's nighttime. And just giving it that blue filter also makes the colors like a lot more cohesive. I like the look this gives, but also I feel like it's kind of cheating because like I didn't draw like that at first. I don't know. But anyways, I kind of let all the defining features from the first drawing take the back seat. Like not even the color palette's the same, and like her antlers and her deer freckles, I didn't even draw those in until like last. So for the new drawing, I think like the purple flowers and the butterfly on her hand are like the defining characteristics of the new drawing, which they weren't even in the first one. So it's a lot different, but I think the new one is like so much better. Her antlers don't look like they're sticking straight out of her head. Her freckles aren't as clumpy. The background is way better. It's like way more believable. If I were to draw this again to improve even further, I think I would have a clear idea of what I wanted to do. Like in the beginning, I'd know what I wanted it to look like before I start drawing. So that would help me focus on like the lighting and the shadows, and that would help me get more contrast in the face and like the whole character in general. I would probably spend some more time rendering out her clothes and her hair, and maybe just make it look like the wind was blowing more or something. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. Did you like the first one, the second one? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!